See?
You been one of those in the bushes?
So I did that. And the next thing you know, I did that movie. I'm thinking, okay, that's cool. I look up, it's going to film festivals and winning stuff. And I go to the premiere and I see him. I say, hey, Dave, man, I wouldn't be mad if my footage got on the cutting room floor, because that happens. He says, what? He says, no. He said, yours was one of the best scenes in the film.
Oh wow!
And when we had to improv it. The young lady and I who did the scene, there was no script for it. We improv the scene, and they kept it. And people were like, "Man, you ever thought about acting?" And I started to think, well, maybe. So, yeah, maybe. Let's see what we can do. And I started doing some background work, which people know is extra work. I started doing some indie films and such, and next thing you know, I wound up on Steve Harvey. The episode with Megan Good and now her ex-husband, Devon Franklin. I was on that episode about the celibacy. And right after that, I got an agent, and then here we are, Now we're on TV like all the time.
That's
That's pretty cool.
That's
Yeah.
great.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
what you call God's timing.
With God, all things are possible.
Yeah.
Without
Yeah.
him, nothing is possible. We
Yeah,
got
That's
nothing.
right. That's
Nothing.
right.
And I've learned that more than
right.
let me say something real quick to everybody out there doing this this thing we got going on, and even before that, some of y'all are dealing with loss, and I can definitely tell you about that. Some of y'all are dealing with sickness. Some of y'all are dealing with this, that, and other. Hang in here. Hang in here. I know it ain't easy. I know it gets tough some days. You need to cry. You need to scream. You need to yell. Get that out. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You need to go to the gym. You need to walk around the block. Get it out. But remember, as long as you are in the game, you got a shot. It's going to be all right.
Amen.
It's going to be all right.
Say that again.
Because God didn't put us here for us, for us to suffer and do bad. Some of this is self-inflicted on ourselves.
That's true.
We got to have faith. You got to have faith,
Mhm.
especially when it seems like it's the worst. That's when your faith has to be the strongest, because the reward is right on the other side of it.
Yeah. On the other
Right
side.
on the other side of it. And the last thing I'm going to say on that, we can get back to the thing. Some of y'all out there will notice what I'm talking about. You've had the direct deposit hadn't come yet. You need to pay a bill. You got $1 worth of dust in your pocket. And you trying to figure it all out. And somehow or another, it works out. Well, there's no somehow or another. God reached his hand down and was working that out all along.
Absolutely.
He just wanted you to have faith. So just hang in there, all right? All right, that's my thing.
All right.
That's my thing.
Very inspirational.
I
I
only
felt
know
like
because
you
I
was
only know
talking.
because I've been there. I only know because I only know.
I felt like you was talking to me there for a minute there.
Whoever need to feel it, because we all go through. Nobody. Like I said,
Nobody's exempt.
nobody has not felt the pain of loss. Nobody has not felt,
Right.
whereas they're struggling.
Mhm.
Or they're getting up and going to the job, and it's the car don't want to act right, or the co-workers, or the supervisor, or whatever.
Been there.
So we all going through it, but we got to hold on. We got to be faithful.
Amen. That's right.
We have to be.
Yeah, that's true.
That's very true. I
Very
had a
true.
question for you.
Sure.
What was your inspiration? I know you are this great acclaimed actor,
Thank you.
but I saw that you wrote some books as well. So the book that I found
Oh no.
that I thought was pretty interesting. What was your inspiration to write Bobo and Scooter?
Oh. Whew. Okay.
Highlighting the
He
pillars.
said, "Whoo."
I had to remember it's an inspirational show. I was hoping she didn't mention nothing else. I was like, wait a minute. I was just talking about
Oh,
having faith, and she
Lord.
was going somewhere else. Like, no. Like Kevin Hart would say, no.
Like, stop.
No.
Don't do me like that, sis. Bobo is actually me. That is my name my grandma gave me decades ago when I run around our house and knock over stuff. And she just yelled out, Bobo, one day, stop. And I didn't know who the heck Bobo was, but I know grandmama said stop. So I stopped and it stuck. And Scooter is, he was just sitting right here. Scooter is the beagle. And so when I wrote, a buddy of mine had said, hey, You're writing all these other books and what have you. I challenge you to write a children's book. And so I wrote 2, and I'm working on the 3rd one now. And this was my African-American answer to Charlie Brown. I've always loved Charlie Brown, but we didn't have that.
Right.
And so a lot of the stuff I wrote in the book is when I grew up. I grew up on the South Side, all the different things, my different adventures, my fascination with comic books and things of that nature, growing up with my family. I grew up with a very fortunate to grow up in a loving family. And so it's really wholesome literature that we need that. Because we got a lot of other stuff that we get filtered into our minds and what have you. It comes across our hands and our eyes. But I wanted to write that for our youth, give them something to laugh and joke about, and and let their imaginations go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I did see, it was highlighting, the pivotal moment of, a young man going from going into teenagehood. So
Yes.
I have a teenager, so I can definitely attest to the different things that happen, I guess. But I'm not a man or.
And you know what's funny about that is when we were coming up, there was no. I mean, heck, we hold this cell phone. There was none of that. You were fortunate to have that house phone. There was no internet. There was no Twitter. There was none of these things. I mean, heck, the strongest word you heard on television was hell. Now you hear the whole gamut. I mean, it was a different time, So parents now, they even have to be more diligent. You have to be even more protective and watch what they're getting into theirs. And that's why I wrote Bobo too. And also that carried over into my films as well. I try to make them as family friendly as possible because you can carry a plot. You can tell a story without a lot of expletive. You can tell a story without a lot of violence. You can tell a story without a lot of sex, whether implied or actual. You can tell a story and entertain people and keep them glued to their seats without those elements. And that's what we are striving to do.
Okay.
I have a question.
Sure.
How does it feel to be an international award-winning author?
I gotta tell you, it feels darn good. It feels darn good, especially one of the books I won for was a novel. Mm-hmm. And I tell you, I've never given birth, but that's what I imagine it felt like, because sheesh, when that thing was done, oh my God. And I've got another one, the sequel sitting. I just haven't went back to it, but yeah, in answer to your question, man, it feels everything that, and I can say this too, and anybody who may be feeling this, pay close attention. I remember, and I tell my brother this all the time, I remember thinking I wasn't any good. I remember feeling like I wasn't handsome. Everything the antithesis of what I think now, I remember feeling that. I remember thinking, oh man, I'm just going to go to this job. And I never thought I would. Heck, being on TV, it blows my mind. Every time my face goes, it just, wow, that's me. I'm like, oh my God, are you serious? But yeah, it's and my dad always wanted me to write books. So, and it's pretty cool. But yeah.
Okay.
That's amazing. It's amazing. All of it is amazing.
Okay, I have a question.
Sure.
Did you take any training or acting classes or anything?
Not initially, no. In the interim, I've taken a couple things, but not as extensive as some of my contemporaries, some of the people I work with. They'll tell you in a minute. And this is always funny to me. They used to always say they went to Second City, nothing against these places, but they would tell you at length how long they went there, the money they spent, and what happened. And they tell you, oh, I still haven't booked anything. I'm sorry, that was bad. That was bad. Wait. Strike that. That's bad. And I know anybody who knows me knows something like that was coming at some point, because a lot of people, man, I'm telling you, y'all know they'll rub it in your face what you didn't do or what you didn't have.
Right.
And then when you come on the other side of it, they're turning on TV, seeing me too. You know what I mean? So, and that's just to show you guys, I'm not a perfect dude at all. I can be a little smart, a bit smart, kind of greasy, I'm very confident. And so I remember what it was like to be dumped on. I remember what it was like when people told me I